What's up, guys? I just had to go live this morning. Lots of stuff going on. Yeah, that security guy responded to me. I realize now I have to speak a lot more clearly and try to communicate a lot more thoroughly in my presentations because they'll be quoted. And let's see what's in this for us today. So a lot going on. I know that this lot to catch up with in the UFO field, guys. So I'll just going to summarize everything that I've seen going on. A day ago, Jesse Michaels posted this interview with this new whistleblower, Green Beret, Randy Anderson. The skeptics and everyone have already jumped on this saying, oh, there's no evidence. Apparently he talks in circles, but I want to summarize it for you. Jesse doesn't quite say it or go forward with it, but he tells you enough in this interview. If you watch it and read between the lines, he tells you to go to UAP BERG's channel and watch some of his recent coverage. Particularly, I think he's hinting to or talking about this particular video from 10 months ago on UFOs in the private sector, where UAP BERG did a deep dive into Battelle Memorial Institute. He got a couple things. He missed some of the deeper scientific things that, we've covered on this channel, such as the other paper by those same Battelle scientists, where it talks about carbon tetrachloride method. And what the carbon tetrachloride method is a method for burning or dissolving these titanium alloys of unknown origin, so that they can measure the off gases to find the composition of these supposed indestructible memory materials that were reported by nearly every firsthand Roswell witness that we know of after the fact in the Roswell case. Numerous whistleblowers have come forward. Again, no hard, direct evidence, but just tons of people with really high-ranking positions, really high up there, the obvious DD-24 credentials right there in their resumes to say that they've worked at these facilities, and the fact that they were exposed to these same kinds of things in the same areas, again, around the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, and this supposed underground facility. But one of the most striking things I learned, so I missed the part about the how they dissolve the metals and measure the off gases, the indestructible material. But he gets a lot of the other stuff right, and even really just connects the John Center thing full force because of the dates. This guy said the guy that reported, MUFON reported years before this stuff was declassified, that EJ Center said that he did work on alien materials while working for Battelle. And then we know now Battelle, there's been a couple posts on Twitter, which of course, I can only get so much. I can find stuff, but I can't post anything or receive any messages anymore because my account has been suspended and banned off Twitter. And I believe that I was targeted by one of these groups that, like the one that he mentions here at about 3/4 of the way through the video, when he really dives into this whole AARO Battelle Kirkpatrick connection, because Kirkpatrick gets put in charge of the AARO, which is the official Air Force, the official government investigation into these UFOs. That the Senate was like, "What's up with these UFOs? We're gonna." Senator Gillibrand, when I spoke to Senator Gillibrand about the Senate Select Intelligence Committee's investigation into the UFOs and whatnot, she informed me that, AARO was taking care of it and Sean Patrick was in charge and he'd be the guy to dig through all this stuff. And I brought up Battelle to her. I told her, but I didn't mention all the facts that, this guy, Sean Kirkpatrick, basically reports to Ronald Moultrie, who's tried to scrub all his Battelle connections, which this guy did a great job of documenting and showing how Moultrie, who's in charge of all this stuff for the Pentagon, basically scrubbed all his Battelle connections and hid all this stuff from the American people. I believe that Battelle, I believe that Ronald Moultrie specifically, and Sean Kirkpatrick should be held accountable for treason to the United States. This is criminal what they're hiding from us, if this is true. If these whistleblowers, and there's been so fucking many now that are coming forward speaking the truth. We had a guy blow up a cyber truck in front of the Trump Hotel saying that we have this technology and now China does too, and China's beating us to the punch on it, and because the government is so tied up in this secrecy that they're so afraid if we tell the American people, they'll know that we've been lying to them and that we killed JFK, we killed a president to cover this all up, and it needs to come out. And Trump better be the fucking one to do it with RFK. This is what we all voted for. This is what we all agreed on and put these people in office. And if they can't get to the whole bottom of this stuff, I believe it's definitely because of companies like this. Which this is interesting because we go to this shadowy AI intelligence leveraging cyber firm, and we go to their past performance. And I mean, these are guys that obviously came out of this. This was created. So they have regional offices in Huntsville, Alabama, Panama City Beach, Florida, and Arlington, Virginia. So these are all big CIA-based cities. If you don't know, Huntsville, Alabama is Rocket City. That's where all the NASA classified, research out at Marshall Space Center is done. And then, Panama City Beach, Florida, that's close to Cape Canaveral, all and everything down there. It's a big CIA, always has been huge CIA hub. It's like between Miami and where's Panama City Beach, Florida. Panama City Beach, Florida. Let's just get a map out just to show you guys. All right. And it's way over here, actually. Not even close to Miami. The opposite side of the state is Miami. So that's interesting, because then that's a stop between New Orleans and Miami. If you were driving, it's almost directly halfway. Interesting. I'll have to look more into this location here. Now, I've never heard anything about Panama City Beach, Florida, that area. I mean, Tallahassee and Sarasota Naval Air Station and all that. But Huntsville, Alabama, Arlington, Virginia, of course. But all this past experience really, and these prime contracts for millions of dollars, this is disturbing, because we're pumping millions of dollars into insider threat targeting, where they basically anti-whistleblower, counterintelligence, identity and data activities. So character assassination, basically taking people down. These organizations and these people need to be, there needs to be a congressional. I'm calling my congressman live on air, man. And I encourage everybody out there to do this as well. You can find out go to senate.gov or congress.gov, and you can find your senators and congressmen. And this is outrageous, and I can't believe that they are getting away with this. We absolutely need to let our senators know about this in a short as a manner as possible, because this is highly illegal. This is incredibly dangerous, what they've done. Hi, I'm a constituent of Rhode Island, and I just wanted to call and let you guys know I found out about this company called SANCORP, and they're doing a lot of they need to be investigated. You guys need to have, you know, this is highly illegal and very dangerous to the American people. I deal in whistleblowers and news media, alternative news media. I've done a lot of investigations. We've gotten a lot of whistleblowers to come forward with real serious information pertaining to illegal government activities. And this is like a company that specializes in destroying whistleblowers, preventing them from getting out and stopping leaks. And then they also have massive computer servers where they form slide. They'll have 1,000 bots show up and just harass anyone who's, you know, trying to spread intelligence or information. They've done contracts with DOD, apparently all this other stuff. You know, I'm finding all this out. They're based in like Arlington, Virginia, which is big CIA hub, Huntsville, Alabama, which is big, you know, again, intelligence hub. And they do a lot of really interesting, you know, counterintelligence and surveillance on the American people, and also like threat tracking and stuff. And I believe I've been targeted individually, you know, by companies like this, if not this company directly, because they've contracted with some of these other companies, which I've been talking to whistleblowers and having them on my channel, you know, and getting information out, doing deep dives into a lot of scientists and scientific research related to the whole UAP thing, which again is all run by a quasi-governmental organization called Battelle Memorial Institute, which built the demon cores for the Manhattan Project. That's the most classified component of the atomic bomb. They have a higher security clearance than the president. And they've basically shadowed away all this technology, which Oppenheimer and other scientists like Tesla, maybe Werner von Braun, apparently, you know, some of these other scientists were working on during the 1950s on actual alien technology for Battelle, like including John Archibald Wheeler and John Elroy Center, who spoke about this. And done some research into this. There was memory metal reported by all the Roswell witnesses. Battelle developed nitinol, which is a memory metal, about 10 years after the Roswell incident. And they had papers looking into the specific nickel titanium alloys that were contracted from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in 1949, where the Roswell debris went. So all this adds up to like a big secret government cover-up. And there's a massive, just millions and millions of dollars being dumped into counterintelligence and disinformation with dark money to try to basically, you know, shut down people who, like me, who try to report on it. So that's something, you know, you think Sheldon might be interested in. I just maybe wanted to reach out and let him know.
Yeah, well, most of I can definitely pass on these messages for you. In terms of, you know, whether or not you know, that's above me, and you know, let's go through the chain of command. But I can definitely relay this message for you, make sure it gets passed along.
Yeah, I know you work with the office. I know you guys there who answer the phone and do this, take this job very seriously. You know, if you're not, you know, having other jobs simultaneously, because I know some of you guys actually work for these contractors like Battelle and Lockheed Martin, kind of behind the scenes and stuff sometimes too. So I really hope none of that is going on with all this, and I really hope this message gets relayed, because this is huge. I believe that JFK was killed over this, and this is the reason that I actually voted for Donald Trump, because of RFK endorsing him and his support for a new investigation into how his uncle was killed, which I believe is directly related to all this, and I've shown it with my research and my reporting. So yeah,
Gotcha.
My name is Jeremy Riss, RYS.
RYS, you said?
Yeah. And yeah, if you look up my interviews online, you can find more on all of this reporting right from the whistleblowers and sources.
Gotcha, Jeremy. And do you say you're a constituent of Rhode Island?
Yes, I am. I've lived here for 5 years.
And where in Rhode Island? Phone this message for you.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye.
And that's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. That was live. That's the exposure that we need to do. And we all need to, basically get the word out about these illegal organizations, because they threaten all of our futures. This AI, what they're doing with AI and AI machine learning capabilities for counterintelligence purposes is incredibly dangerous. It's so dangerous, it needs to be illegal. It needs to be monitored. And all these people who are involved in this entire network of the individuals who do this, that have developed the technology to do this, need to be routed out and put on watch lists to make sure that they do not engage in this illegal activity at all, ever in the future. This is super, super dangerous, man. I will absolutely, yes, I will absolutely do a follow-up, guys. This is crazy. This video is going to be cyber censored and galore. This is crazy. Yeah, they take notes. This is serious, though. I hope it gets taken seriously. I hope he didn't get too thrown off with all the talk, but it really needs to all be put out there, man. This is absolutely insane what's going on. So I really want. I wish I could reach out to UAP BERG. I hope you do. I want to play this video, or at least parts of this video, so that you guys can. But I don't want to get copyright struck. I don't know. I don't think he would do that to me if I'm just promoting his work, because he's only got 14K views and it's been up for 10 months. And if I put something of this quality out 10 months ago, it would definitely have more views than that. Holy shit! I should work with him on a remake of this video and re-release it on my channel. I want to see if he'd be down with that. I'm going to reach out to UAP BERG. That would be amazing to do, because this is a great deep dive that he did on all this, and it was the Project Stork too. So yes, this guy did great research. Air Technical Intelligence Center. Yes, apparently also the Army Aero Med Lab. The Army Aero Med Lab. The tongue twister there. 2 pounds from James, man. You didn't have to, and usually when you pay for a chat, you pay to ask a question, man. I'd be happy to ask your questions without you paying me too. I'm checking out the chat when I can. I got my boys out here. Did you hear the new JFK tape released on Alex Jones yesterday? Yes. Why don't we talk about that? Let's switch gears, because I did mention, connections between the JFK assassination and UFOs, which are not in that tape at all. But let's look that up, you guys. I encourage you to go to UAP BERG's channel, subscribe, and like this video so that it can get shared, and share it on some of these other platforms too. In the meantime, while I work on helping him redo this a little bit, and then releasing it on my channel with a joint. I need to get back into these edited videos, and it would be great to work on. This is amazing research, man. This is what I need to do. Yeah, the link to this video is already in the description below, I believe. So if it's not, I will add it at the end of the show. Let's check out this new JFK tape released, and we'll talk a little bit about JFK, the JFK connection to UFOs, in addition to. But first, yeah, let's kind of recap this. Jesse Michaels interviews this Green Beret, Randy Anderson. Randy Anderson says he walks by a door that says off-world technology on the door. He says he's seen some orbs and some other stuff while at Area 51, and at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Is this a LARP? Is this a, you know, a limited hangout, controlled disclosure kind of guy? Because we know that I've always had my suspicions about everyone that comes out, you know, including, you know, David Grush and these other guys. But I believe that the real answers are in some of these other better sources that, you know, he's talking about. But then again, this guy comes out saying that it's somewhere close to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. It's a private contractor. So they've done a lot of work on, you know, other things. He's talking about Battelle, but he doesn't name it, man. It's like, and then Jesse says about UAP BERG and to go to that channel to like see his videos. He's hinting at Battelle. They can't say it in the big, for some reason, in order to get the big views on the UFO videos and get out there with the information, you can't say certain things directly, man. It's crazy. So subscribe to Jesse Michaels' channel as well. If you're not subscribed there already, definitely smash the like button on this video and share that on other social media platforms if you're there. I'm going to post this on LinkedIn. Might as well. And I'll share a link to this video on there. Be like, yo, right here, talking about this now. Yeah, this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts what is going on. And these, he says he saw an underground alien base. And we've talked about the underground alien bases before on this channel. We'll talk about that again. Let's mention some of that stuff, because where's Wright-Patterson? This is where all the Roswell debris was flown. First, it was flown to Fort Worth, where they did the press conference with General Ramey. Sorry, can you guys hear me? Am I this? I forgot that I'm using the mic, or am I using the mic, or is it using my? Let's have to see StreamYard. It should be fine. All right, awesome. Thanks for all I do. That's it. It's just, if you guys just want to pay tribute, you don't need you need a reason to send me money. Wrong mic, bro. Can you hear it? Can you hear me? No, I'm on the MacBook mic. I'm not on this mic anyway. This mic sometimes gives me problems. No, I'll leave it off for now. Anyways, captured craft have no AI at all. Well, aren't they like run on some kind of telepathic, you know, you connect to the craft with your mind, like only certain individuals can connect with the craft with their mind. But anyways, let's talk about real stuff that's more pertinent to, you know, the history of what happened with all this stuff, because we all know that individuals like Captain Robert B. McLaughlin, White Sands Proving Ground, New Mexico, said that the U.S. Navy labs tested this memory metal and the Roswell debris. Said he brought a piece of this fabric down to, you know, White Sands, and they couldn't drill through it with even you know, the carbide bits would burn out and go dull trying to drill through just a paper thin fabric of this memory metal. And they were so interested in figuring out what the heck it was, and they commissioned John Elroy Center, who is a very distinguished metallurgist, expert on, you know, titanium alloys, developed the whole arc reactor melting process, the forging process with Battelle for making purified pure titanium. So one of the key components to making the nitinol wires, you need super ultra pure titanium. So they developed the whole arc reactor method at Battelle to do this, specifically because they were after this titanium alloys. Convinced that titanium was going to be the super metal of the future. They were making all kinds of stuff out of it back in the 50s once they developed this process, because how strong and light it was. But anyways, lots of interesting work has been done. And then the metamaterial stuff, and more importantly, the quasi-crystal stuff, and the twistronics, spintronics and twistronics. So this magnetic resonances and the ability to make room temperature superconductors with this twistronic materials. You take the two layers of graphene sheets and you have that magic angle graphene, and boom, superconductor. Well, tons of research has been done into this. Again, apparently Battelle had a whole second project blue book. So there was a first project blue book, and then there was a blue room at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. So they flew to the debris from Fort Worth, where they did the fake press conference with the weather balloon. It goes to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Not this Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. We're talking about the old Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which is this one down here, just to the southwest of it, right? And on Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, it's put in this hangar. Not hangar 18, but this hangar on the base. The furthest away from everything, kind of, but also on the other side of the security fence. And they had beefed up security detail all around the base. From there, it went into some underground facilities. And there's a bunch of underground facilities here. There's a whole underground wind tunnel facility here where they do wind tunnel testing right here. So there's underground facilities all over this place. And apparently there was, until way back in the day, you know, a big underground facility that extended from the base all under here, where they did a lot of this research in these, you know, supposed hospital buildings that were out here in the middle of the field. There were a couple buildings there way back in the day, right? Apparently those buildings out in the middle of the field in a whole underground facility that was connected to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, where the fence the perimeter used to just extend to right, you know, well, it extends to right here. This is the fence perimeter. So this is out beyond the perimeter of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base at another, you know, just what looked like back in the day, this was all farm field and there was nothing here, just but a couple of buildings out here that was like a supposedly a hospital. That is where, my friends, all the Roswell stuff originally went. And anyone who worked at that facility, like I don't have names, but there was a very small facility out here where a few people had access to this. And basically, pieces of it were taken under strict security to other locations from there. They didn't even want people to know where it was stored or be working on it directly there. Only a few people had access to it there. And we still don't know their names exactly because they were under such secrecy and they never talked, which people in the intelligence community often never talk. It doesn't, you know, so they do keep secrets. That's their job, is to keep secrets. So in any case, they sent a lot of the materials outsourced to Columbus, Ohio, to Battelle, which is Columbus is right here, not too far from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, you know. And Columbus, Ohio is where Battelle was, and where a lot of these materials were brought to and studied during the 1950s. And then in the 1960s is when these buildings were torn down and Wright State University was built over an existing tunnel system. And the first building that was built on Wright State University's campus was Allen Hall, except the Allen is spelled like alien. It's really weird. Allyn, right? This is, if you look it up, it's Allen Hall, Allyn, and there's a whole underground facility here underneath the campus, which again, it's out of place. There's no other university in the country was built with a tunnel system like this underneath the entire complex. There's nothing like that anywhere. And I guarantee you, if you do core sample testing, you'll find that that concrete was, either a new tunnel system built on, repoured, resurfaced walls. There's something else, I believe. And I would encourage that if there's any students at Wright State who are interested in this topic, to do an investigation on that tunnel system, man. Find a way to get core samples, send them out to other labs for independent verification. Yeah, this is Alien Hall, dude, right here. Look at that. The first building that's built on this campus is Alien Hall. And this no other university in the entire country or world, I don't know of any. If you know of any other university with a tunnel system underneath it, then please let me know. They did not build that complex and expensive of a tunnel system for a university. That tunnel system I guarantee it existed before this university was built. And if any construction was done, it was done to do the research into this. There's anyone at that university, and get the truth. There's believe that there be people who put lies there intentionally, and do not take them and end your research there when you find that and be like, oh, this is debunked because I found one guy from 1950 or 1960 or these contracts or something that says that it's debunked. You need to really do the research. Find pictures of it. Find pictures of the construction from start to finish and show the whole phase of the construction. There's got to be pictures. I take pictures of construction as one of the most exciting things to take pictures of. The people have the pictures of the construction of those tunnel systems, prove that they were built in the 1960s when the campus and the university was built, and that they didn't come from the 1940s and 1950s where they had a secret underground facility to study these materials from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Top secret. Boom. Heck yeah. So weird tunnel systems underneath this university that is, right in the middle of this big Air Force base. Lots of top secret stuff even continues to go on at Wright State University. So you can look up we did reporting on Isaac Vincent Kemp before on this channel, and sorry to mention your name again, buddy, but you're a hero now in this world, because you revealed that terahertz radiation is classified research, that the Air Force is very, cautious and sensitive about its research and the money it's funding into terahertz wave research, which Isaac Vincent Kemp, of course, wrote his PhD thesis in, and you can look up his thesis as a student at Wright State University on their website, and his work and his name listing on, or at least it was on the ultra-fast photonics lab at Wright State University, which, according to this release from the United States Attorney's Office, was doing classified research for the Department of Defense on terahertz wave radiation stuff. So again, real information. Yeah, Fort Worth has tunnels. I used to work downtown. A lot of these military bases built giant tunnel systems back in the day. Yes. In fact, there's one up here in Massachusetts. There's quite a few in Rhode Island with some tunnel systems that are closed down and stuff too. Especially down in Jamestown and Newport. But Weymouth Naval Air Station. Okay. There used to be a naval air station. It was one of the blimp facilities. It was the most northeast blimp facility, because the U.S. Navy used to have a whole blimp fleet of Zeppelins. Well, they weren't called, we didn't call them Zeppelins, we call them blimps. But in any case, this is where they used to have this is all basically contaminated land. This is now because of the chemicals that we sprayed all over this area to keep the vegetation from ever growing there. It's kind of like the stuff they sprayed down in the power lines to make that like stuff wouldn't grow in the power lines. They sprayed a lot of this stuff and contaminated like this whole area. So it's now like a lot of it's sectioned off. You can't even go in there. That's all fenced off. But there's underground tunnels back in here in this area with some underground bunkers. A couple of them you could still go in, but yeah, there was a small little facility there. Nothing like crazy serious like underground. There's actually more underground stuff at MIT. If you go to MIT, there's tons and tons of underground construction there. It goes deep, levels deep. But anyways, yeah, a lot of that stuff was built way back in the day for top secret research purposes to have it all, deep underground. So I don't know that they did a lot of research at Weymouth Air Station. I just brought it up because it was one place around here we were seeing some tunnel systems and stuff. But yeah, back to SANCORP, man. This company, I almost want to like have somebody call them and do a spoof call where it's kind of like contact us and we'll think about contacting you type of deal, where they're going to like really check you out before they call you. So I doubt you'll even get a hold of anyone there. But notice there's no names listed. You can't find out who exactly the people are that work for the company, like under any of the who we are stuff. There's no, here's our leadership, or there's people. Well, let's find out. SANCORP LLC. Who filed? Yeah, let's see who spent the money to file the contract for this company. Okay, so it's actually 232 Valley Lane. Parent award unique key. So again, no names on any of this stuff. These people are completely invisible ghosts, and then I'm sure that's what they want to be. What's here at this address? Let's see here. Is this somebody's house? Oh, it is somebody's house. They live on Valley Lane, in Falls Church, Virginia. So we don't have their name, but if anyone can find out who lives at that address, we might be able to find out, more about who the hell this company is and who these people are. I know this is anywhere out here in Virginia is like Spookville, especially these rich neighborhoods. Most of these people work from the intelligence community out in certain areas of Virginia, and in those really rich areas. But this is certainly curious. Could just be someone else's house too. A lot of them are smart enough to hide behind other addresses and whatnot. But all right, so that's 3326. So that's not 3229. We want this one. 3234. So almost. So there's not even a house here. It's just the bush. This is actually just the bush, right? Or is this the house? Anyways, normally, yeah. So that's 4. So 3. All right. Oh wait, 3-5. We're looking for 3235. So if that's 3-4, it's got to be this one right over the other side of the street. So it's this house right here. Sorry, guys. 3235. I'm pretty sure that's going to be it. Well, good luck in your searches, guys. Really curious who the hell this company is. I believe I've been personally targeted This is pretty scary stuff. Should be illegal. This should be completely illegal. Do you agree? In any case, Sheldon Whitehouse's office now knows about it, and maybe I'll call Gabe Ammo's office too, just to let my congressman know as well. I believe these people got me blocked, man. But anyways, yeah, we got whistleblowers coming forward saying they saw tech in these places. Again, they're not going to have evidence if they did work at these places. These places are highly secure facilities. They don't let you out of these places with evidence. So it's ridiculous, listening to some of these other channels out there say, oh, these guys just don't have evidence. And it's more, trust me, bro, I guess. But I trust a lot of bros when a lot of people are saying this. I don't know who to trust, man, if it's alien tech or if this is, I know we have evidence for certain things. Battelle would be where it's at if it exists anywhere, and these connections that were pointed out, the Robertson panel. This is the reason why it's. I mean, this was all set up under Oppenheimer, who set up the same guys that set up the classification systems to protect the atomic bomb. Set up the classification systems to hide all of this other stuff. And Battelle is super dirty with so many things. The fact that they control Ronald Moultrie and then control AARO through that organization is suspicious. It's illegal. It's illegal is what it is. It's not suspicious. It's illegal. And for Congress to tell the American people, like Senator Gillibrand to tell me when I went to Washington, D.C., that AARO is doing the best job that they can, and I'm going to trust Senator Kirkpatrick, and I'm going to trust AARO on all this, and then not take my information or advice on Battelle, what I told her, face to face about this quasi-governmental organization, which has existed since the Manhattan Project, manages all of our national labs. Again, that also should have been in UAP BERG's video. Really should have stressed that they manage all of the national labs. There's also more financial stuff that's come out on Battelle. If you look up recently, some of the talk on Battelle. Hold up. Let me find the account that posted this because I bookmarked it on my phone. Let me just let me find this right now for you guys. No, I did bookmark this. Oh, wait, hold up. Let me see if it's bookmarked. Yes. Wall Street Apes. Was it? No, it wasn't Wall Street Apes. This was come on, I thought it was the last one I saved, and I don't see it here. Wow, it's been completely taken down. That's wild. But this guy did a financial report. It was a financial report on Wall Street about how much they get 10 billion per year from the government, but there's all these other contracts that give them billions more. It's not just 10 billion. They're getting huge portion of like the entire defense budget goes to this organization. And this guy posted a whole thing on it, and there was tons of posts. Where the heck did that post go? And now I find the Ashton Forbes one, but I don't see that other post. And it had, oh, Data Republican. This is it. Boom. 10K. There it is. I can't even like it on this account. I had to spot check this to make sure I didn't have a bug in my code, but the largest single 501c3 recipient of taxpayer money is an entity I've never heard of, Battelle Memorial Institute, EIN 314-379-427. It accepted $9 billion in government grants last year, almost $10 billion. And it takes relatively few other contributions. I can't tell what they do from their website. Can anyone provide any insight? You can't tell what they do from their website. Well, they take other contracts like the Battelle mask decontamination project money, right? Where they took, the N95 respirator masks and they clean them with this expensive process that costs more to clean, more per mask than it costs to buy a new N95 mask brand new. They were awarded, I think, $400 million across 60 deployment sites. To basically decontaminate these masks, and they put up these systems in all these hospitals and areas to decontaminate N95 masks so that you could reuse the respirator masks and not have so much waste, right? It was the idea, but it costs more per mask to run this process than more to run this process than it does to make a brand new mask. So it's inefficient. And also the process put all these fibers in the masks that were really harmful to people's respiratory health. So it just astounds me, the money we throw towards these organizations, and there's zero accountability or even mention of them. And we have people like, oh, who's this company? I've never heard of them. And what do they do? This company's existed since the 1920s. They were founded, and nobody knows what they do. So funny, dude. This is ridiculous. This is why we have no money. We sent all of our money to Ukraine and to these super private organizations to cover up the most, life-saving, world revolutionary, technology, world-breaking technologies that we've ever known, and they're in charge of covering them up because they manage all of our national labs, right? So this is absolutely disgusting where we are right now in 2025, and that we have Battelle, basically non-existent organization that in the public mind. They don't even know about Battelle. And we have SANCORP, covering all of it up with their influence on social media and the data stuff. So they can put out, they know exactly all these counterintelligence methods. They can put out fake whistleblowers or real whistleblowers if this is a real whistleblower, I can't wait for, some whistleblowers to come out with some solid data and evidence, or, just coordinates, something, something real that we can, I don't know. It's just crazy. And then he talks about, Area 51's where a lot of this stuff goes on. And he talks about his work at Area 51 was for OPFOR. And I mentioned that a lot of people, there's a lot of people that work at Area 51 for OPFOR, because you go to Area 51, right? Area 51. And what you'll find is to this, all around Area 51 are these, there's like basically fake bases set up. There's these fake compounds, right? This is right to the west of Area 51, and none of these are real facilities. They're like they're like ship containers and a bunch of other oil. There's some oil derricks and some oil rigs and a couple of other things. But they basically they'll set up an opposition force where they'll take control of this house, and then the opposition force has to like storm them with, and they'll use airsoft, so it's not even real guns and stuff, but they do like training. And there's a bunch of facilities like this out there for doing those type of trainings, and also testing state-of-the-art weaponry or testing enemy weaponry. So these are the guys like him who are weapons experts will go out there and test these types of weapons and stuff. In fact, there's a whole city that's a fake city right at the gate over here. There's a couple of them built out here, but You'll also find those out at San Clemente Island, which is a Navy SEAL training facility, right out on San Clemente Island. Sorry, island. So San Clemente Island there's a whole bunch of these facilities all out there for oppositions force training, where it's basically like cargo container town. Maybe not some of these facilities are other real facilities on the island, but there's a couple of these cargo container towns that are definitely used for, bombing targets or other type of missions on the island. No, I forget where I found them, but I've showed this off before. That'll be their job, is to sneak into a facility. Like there'll be a beach-based facility, and one team will be out there for a week, and they say, you don't know when they're coming, but they're coming this week. Be prepared for them. And the other team's job is to take them by surprise. So put them under surveillance without them knowing they're under surveillance, and then figure out when the best opportunity to strike is, the best everything. They come up with a whole military strategy and plan. Pretty cool stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of other interesting facilities that need to be investigated, I believe. Also tons of stuff's coming out with these guys. Hal Puthoff and Eric W. Davis have been appearing on a lot of different podcasts lately, and actually coming back out on the scene a bit. And I guess, according to some of my trusted colleagues, some of the stuff that they're saying is not so far-fetched. It's not, but I don't know. Is this all a psyop to make us think we have alien technology, or do we really have alien technology that's going to change the world? Because I would love to have a way to get off this planet and go to Mars. This is what we need for the future. It's what our children need for the future. Yeah, we should get these guys on Alien Scientist. I would be blown away to get them on. I want to get... I'm going to book some more scientists, man, to get on the show and do some interviews. I want to start going and directly interviewing some of these people. This is what needs to happen. 100%. If it's the time to come out, this is the time to come out, man. And we're going to get some physicists on here who know the stuff and really dissect this stuff. What the heck, these stupid ads. This would be great. I hope they appoint a UAP czar who can really do justice to this topic and all the rich research and scientists that are out there that have talked and that are talking and that can talk. Larry Forsley, I'm going to get him on. I'm going to message him. Be like, Lou Elizondo. No way, Lou wouldn't come on the show, and he doesn't have anything to say anyway. I've watched all his interviews, and he does nothing to say, especially about the science. He's like a Lawrence would know about the science, but Lou Elizondo, that would be pointless. I don't even think I'd want to talk to Lou at this point, because after what Lou did to me and all my friends with the UFO hate group. I don't want to talk to Lou. Lou is dead to me. This guy is nothing. He is counterintelligence, in my opinion, because he shared absolutely nothing of intrinsic value that's led us anywhere closer to the truth. And he's talked shit and ruined a lot of my friends' reputations, and done a lot to attack me personally with his disinformation group. So no, I do not want Lou on the show. Do not trust Lou. I've watched all his interviews, and he's had nothing. He knows how to talk in circles for hours and share absolutely nothing and just derail the conversation, man. He is not someone I would interested to ever talk to, because he's pointless to talk to with everything I've seen from him so far. He's not a scientist, doesn't have real scientific intelligence or information, and he worked in counterintelligence. So I'm not interested in talking to those people. No, those people are narrative control people that are in line with what SANCORP does. When you really dig into what SANCORP is and what SANCORP does, this is the people that are the cover-up. This is the UFO cover-up people. If you don't understand what they do with counterintelligence, except these people don't run the, I don't think these people are the ones that run, they run all the false interactions. So they have a bot farm army, liking all of Jeremy Corbell's stuff, saying all positive things about, Jeremy Corbell and Lou Elizondo, and then really attacking other people who have spoken out against these, obvious plants in the UFO field. Corbell is definitely a plant, and not everyone's aware of the plants. And just because you're making content in the UFO field and talking highly of Lou doesn't mean that you're a plant also. I don't think that, at least I hope that Jesse isn't a plant. I hope that, we can work together towards a lot of fruitful things in the future, because he's got some big money people behind him that are interested in actually funding, potentially funding some of this research if it turns out to be legit. And I believe that a lot of it is legit and very much should be funded. And although the scale of the operation is something to be discussed. So again, this is I don't think that just because you're promoting certain things means you're full on disinformation, and I don't have any reason to doubt Randy Anderson and all the people that are saying, this guy's just another trust me bro, he's another David Grush. And then David Grush, again, could be telling the truth. It's crazy how there's people that have been exposed to stuff, but they don't have direct evidence, but they want to share the information and tell people because they believe strongly that these programs are real and they exist. So if you're talking about the programs and helping bring awareness to the programs and getting information out there about the real programs and how people can actually free themselves from this corporate government control, this super quasi-governmental super government that is shadow government. Essentially, it's a shadow government, an organization that has secrets that are kept from everybody, which could change the entire world. This is massive. And if you're putting content out to bring attention to that, then I don't see how you're a plant or an agent or part of the problem, or you're doing good things for the field and doing justice to get more attention to this topic than I ever could with my content and my information. It's like boring. People are like, and scary too, because people are like, this is like a lot to learn. This is a lot to like really wrap my head around and research. And then also this scares the shit out of me that there's a government within the government that basically controls our government and tells our government what to do and what they can and can't have access to. That is very scary. It was certainly scary to Senator Gillibrand, when I approached her with the information. When I went to Senator Gillibrand's and told her about Patel, she was blown away. She was like, wait a minute, we don't have access. Like, can I go there? Can I take a tour? And then this aide, this guy from the Senate Select Intelligence Committee, Frank, stepped right in between us and kind of took over the conversation. Said, oh, they'd be happy to give you a tour and talk to you. No problem. And it was just, it was really crazy. You know what? I need to have Jesse Michaels on the channel because he's doing amazing work. And promoting some other amazing researchers. And I really got to get him. Jesse's actually looking for all the people for his team that I have on my team. And if we can combine our teams, man, like we'd be unstoppable as a force. If APEC and All Propulsion can get teamed up with all these guys, and we all work together, man, we'll be untouchable. We'll be unstoppable. We could get all the funding for all this stuff, and we could all come together and make it happen and build like a dream future for all of humanity. And that would be freaking amazing, because the one that a lot of these people are trying to build, right? The dream future these people want to build is I can tell you what, dude, it doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look pretty. All right. Does not look very pretty. In fact, I wanted to show you this too, because not only does it not look pretty, man, it's scary as hell. Let me just find this, dude. Yeah, this is it right here. Boom. Oh. So these guys built an AI targeted laser that destroys moving targets. So if these garage hackers with some, equipment and a good lab can build AI targeting machine, the military already has this, dude. These guys built it, dude. The military already has this. Just imagine like an AI targeted laser that just sits on your head, and you could just laser destroy all everything around you with AI targeted. You just have to like pull a trigger and confirm, and it shoots it. Yeah, I believe so too. A lot of other people think so too. Jesse doesn't seem to see it, but again, he's not like, I don't think he's trying to pick sides in any of this either. So, yeah, we don't need. APEC is great. It was a great idea. It was just what this community needed to sort out the bullshit from the reality, for a lot of us, because it's good to have, when you get an expert on there who can really break stuff down, it means so much. It's so much that we learned so much from APEC, man. APEC has been amazing. The guys that we've pulled together for that is fantastic. But guys, yeah, these tech ingredients, another interesting channel, man. We'd love to get these guys on and talk to them too. If anyone knows how to get in touch with these guys, I can't really. Maybe go to their website, the Patreon. Yeah, maybe I'll email them. Yeah, I'm gonna email them, and we'll reach out to them and try to get these guys on too, because they'd be cool to talk to about their ideas for some of these technologies. But yeah, man, I really wish Senator Gillibrand, I really want to reach out to them again, because this whole AARO office that they set up to investigate UFOs is a sham. It's a complete fraud. They are not getting to the truth of anything. They're run secretly overseen by Battelle. And Battelle still runs the show on the UAP game, still, treating us like fucking children. We're adults, man. We can handle this stuff. In fact, we can handle it better than you people can. because you people do terrible things when you have technology that the rest of us don't know about, right? We know all about that, right, Battelle? You look up Battelle thermite patents, you'll find that, oh, they were doing all the research into exotic, untraceable thermite technology that doesn't leave slag residue and can demolish, thick steel with high efficiency without leaving noise and dust. Not too much dust. When the building collapses and falls apart, you're going to make lots of dust. But they're the ones that developed this technology and made the patents on it. So even if the patents are from 2006, some of these guys were working on this technology. Definitely needs to be looked into. Ruther. Interesting amount of tech. The tech that these guys work on and develop is all defense related. It's all warfare related. It's all to be secretly used against enemies so that they don't know what the hell hit them. And a lot of it's connected to deep state nonsense. So needs to be investigated. Highly illegal that they're, in conjunction with these artificial intelligence and machine learning, which are basically creating bot farms of shills to work against the intelligence of the online communities, who are waking up to certain truths that are inconvenient for the establishment. Very, very curious. Although a lot of this stuff's easy to route out, and it gets routed out, but it's only so effective. But still, it exists. I've seen it. Know it exists. I've been forum slid. I've been attacked by these types of programs and software, and I want to find out the people who are behind all this and do this kind of stuff, because this should be illegal. And people who do this are unethical. They're anti-American. They're unconstitutional, and they're effectively they're a nuisance. They are a nuisance. This is just not what you should be using your knowledge and capabilities for as a human. For your species to take millions of dollars to destroy intelligence and misinform people and confuse and lie to people is a sin. It is shameful. Would never do that. People are disgusting, and it's even more disgusting if you're the ones that are paying off, people's personal lives to target people directly and pay off people to lie for legal reasons. That's even more disgusting if you're the ones behind that. Anyways, there's so much good science out there. There's so many people who I wish could talk, that should talk. Hopefully they get the right to talk in 2025, that this stuff gets declassified. Again, more people with the technical background and capabilities to build some amazing stuff should be using those skills on this type of, in applying those skills to these type of projects that we want to start based on all the technology that we're going to get out of these illegal, unconstitutional operations once Trump takes office. Because I tell you what, there's people behind the scenes that are doing everything they can on these issues, and people directly connected to Trump who are being informed of this. So please. Yes, Todd, I'd like to get you to come on too. We got to get you to come on, and I'd like to get you to just jump on and give you some of your opinions on this, if you don't mind. I'll send you a private link if you want to jump on here. I'm not going to be on much longer, but if you'd like to jump on and chime in, go for it. Here's the link. Yeah, Todd's a great levelizer, especially on the free energy machines, man. He knows his shit. With all those guys come on and try to fake free energy and stuff, and Todd, with his electrical engineering knowledge and background, he eats them right. He flushes them right out. He's like the most loyal guard dog. Navy got AI submarines now, is teaching AI it's okay to take human life's a good idea. Fish orange, wide eyes open. I don't get it, man. Fish orange. Orange fish. What? Yeah, it's hard to me too. Like, Trump didn't keep his promises. We're still waiting for the JFK files, man. I really hope he keeps his promise this time, delivers those files. He made that announcement a couple days ago saying that he's going to go forward and do this. And for him to say that and then not do it now would just, why say it? Why say you're going to do it? He's already elected. It's not like he's campaigning for votes, which, yeah, I'm going to talk to Jesse Michaels about it. It's not up to Tim or me. It's up to Jesse. But yeah, I'm gonna try to reach out to Jesse today and talk to him about it, man. He's doing some amazing work lately, and the fact that he alludes to Battelle, and both of them allude to Battelle without saying it, but they're talking about Battelle this interview. This guy gets my thumbs up approval. I believe this guy. I don't think he's a plant. I don't think this guy's a bad whistleblower. I think this guy's just saying what he saw, what he was exposed to. And I believe that these programs exist, man. He talked about SAIC, but he didn't mention the other one, but he definitely hints about it. I did like how he mentioned the SAIC, though, because SAIC is another one that, in addition, Battelle and SAIC, instrumental in 9/11 as well, through my research. The 9/11 thermite and also the uninterruptible autopilot technologies, and Dwayne Andrews, and what Dwayne Andrews did for the Infocon system on 9/11. SAIC, this guy, Dwayne Andrews, definitely made a fortune off of all this. And then with the shortwave airline scanner technology too, because they built all the airport scanners that are, SAIC is now Leidos Corporation, and if you go to any airport, there's a whole bunch of machines that scan you at security checkpoints, which are all made by Leidos. It's millions of dollars that they sold to our infrastructure, which has basically been useless because the terrorists are here anyway. They can do. It's like, if you listen to the CIA people like Sarah Adams, we're no safer than we were, and we're still a threat. So all this money we wasted, and all these waiting for hours at the airport so your grandmother can get felt up, didn't make any of us any safer at all, and just added more wait times and added more. It just slowed everything down and didn't really make us safer, and made these people a ton of money. Leidos Corporation and Dwayne Andrews. And I mentioned before that Barry W. McDaniel, who is the vice president of Leidos Corporation now, formerly ran security at the World Trade Centers on 9/11. So he used to be head of Securicom Stratesec, the Bush-connected CIA front company that ran security at the World Trade Centers on 9/11. So these guys are deep state, Defense Department stuff. So that's what Leidos Corporation is all about. The guy's a munitions specialist, and yeah, global integrity, my ass, dude. This guy has the integrity of a baby shit. A piece of baby poop has more integrity than this guy. This guy has sold out American people. These people are criminals who should be arrested on day one of the Trump administration and prosecuted. If this were me or you, we'd be prosecuted. But these guys work for the deep state, so we don't even know their names, let alone the fact that they were involved in the crime of the century with the September 11th attacks that the public still does not know the truth about. We were lied to. But anyways, let's enough about the whole 9/11 connection, because we all know the Carlyle Group was having meetings with George H.W. Bush and bin Laden's brother, Salem bin Laden, in the suites of the Saudi Royal Embassy at the Watergate Hotel the morning of 9/11. And that the Carlyle Group, in addition to benefiting massively off of 9/11 and the resulting war on terror, Carlyle Group then, with all the money that they made from the war on terror that they created with the deep state organization of, remotely controlling the airplanes, flying them into buildings that were wired with demolition explosives and thermite charges, again, made by Battelle Memorial Institute, the deep state. The Carlyle Group, all the money and the billions of dollars that they made off of, flying those planes into the towers and blaming it on their political enemies. They then took that money and they bought out Area 51. That's right, they bought out EG&G, and with the whole ACOM merger. And so they now control all of the UFO kind of technology and stuff and infrastructure, in addition to, the billions that they make annually off of the war on terror, and their proposed solutions that they had ready to offer us for the war on terror, with the unnecessarily invasive body scanners at the airports and whatnot. So again, this is the information that they do not want people to know about or talk about, but that is the reality of our deep state controlled government, which again is all financed and controlled by a lot of offshore. But yeah, not Harvey Schwartz. So interesting guys, man. These guys just do whatever their bosses tell them to do, and they're replaceable as completely replaceable within those big corporate infrastructures. But anyways, yeah, these guys are just very dangerous. Surprised I'm still alive talking about it, honestly. Been blowing the whistle and talking to whistleblowers, blowing the whistles on these organizations and the deep state for 20 years now. And shadow banned to hell for it, but we're going to keep doing it, guys. Looks like we're not going to get any guests on today. I do want to bring more people on in the future. If you're a whistleblower, want to talk to me, want to reach out, please do. And did you send me an email? Let me see. First to last. I'm searching my inbox now. All I'm seeing is New York Times and Jack Sarfati. Is this? No, this is not. This is a group email. I don't see it, man. Send me another one right now and put from last to first in the subject. Again, my email address is thealienscientist@gmail.com. I was not able to log into alienscientist@protonmail.com. I can't figure out the password. But, oh, what's up, Mark? Dude, I tried to call you back yesterday. I was super busy day yesterday, and we just never able to get in touch. But if you'd like to come on and give an update, there's the link. And yeah, man, I got to get a Proton Mail account. I'm going to make another one, and I'll let you guys know that one for the next stream, because protonmail.com. I'm not going to do this right now live on air, but I will do. I will check that out afterwards, and get that fixed. Oh, he did. Well, I mean, I don't know. Seems like full disclosure has been happening and continues to happen, and for different people at different times. Will it happen for everyone? My opinion on that is, we've pretty much had full disclosure. And if you look at the stuff that's come out on a lot of stuff, I mean, if all you need is the program name and a FOIA request to get the program, I mean, it's not that hard to just file a 100. How many words are there in the English language? I mean, there's not too many I mean, these guys were not very original when you look at Project Palladium, Project Starfish. I mean, let's just make up words and just file FOIAs until we get the program, right? Why not?
That's one way to do it. How's it going,
anyway,
Jeremy?
What's up, Mark? I'm glad you could join.
We got a bunch of stuff going on over here.
Yeah, dude. I seen some of the postings and videos. I'll take this.
Here's the latest. We poured some self-leveling cement to cover all the asbestos on the floor there.
Yeah, as long as it's not frangible and you can seal it in, it's good.
It was popping up. It was popping up, so we had to do that. Yeah, so we got this experiment pretty much set and ready to go. This is the S-band Alzafon setup. Probably should have another scale in there to keep the measurements to be able to differentiate between noise and what's actually happening. This screen is supposed to work. It's supposed to give us it could be the power's out for it, but that gives you a connection to the computer over on the other side, and we're seeing exactly what's happening with the setup. It's all connected to LabVIEW. This is the sample that goes all the way down that chamber, and we bombard it with microwaves and homogeneous magnetic field. Here's Tom and Pinky. Say hi.
Say hi, Pinky.
Pinky's excited. She thinks she's going to get something. And the latest thing we have built. Oh, Jeremy, you worked on this a while back. Our Faraday cage. So we got sound dampening and RF dampening going on in the Faraday cage. Check that out. Yeah, so it makes it a bit of an anechoic chamber. Absorbs sound and RF with these RF absorbing and sound absorbing cones. There's a couple spots that are still missing. We have some more of them on order.
That's really cool. Hey, so that's all foam, right?
Yeah, these are special foam that absorb RF too. They don't just absorb sound; they absorb RF. So very important to keep.
Dude, it looks like the world's quietest room now. I bet you it's quiet as heck in there now.
It's super quiet in there. Yeah, you got to do some like meditation in here. It's actually pretty sick to do meditation in there.
Jeez,
it looks really nice.
Should charge people to like use your chamber.
I don't know. Nobody's lining up actually to come and use it for free. So
Yeah, I know, huh? But anyways,
And
yeah.
this is one of the craziest
I
things we
wonder
had
if
going on.
remember that show on Jesse Ventura with the people who are super sensitive to like. I wonder if they brought him in that room, if they like, what would happen to the people that hear the noise, like the buzzing constantly. They're like targeted individuals or whatever. Put them in that room and be like, "Oh, I'm safe. You're protected now."
You know who was in that room?
Wilcock,
Amy Eskridge.
Amy, yeah, Amy went in that room when she was down there, right?
Yeah. Well,
I remember you had
for
this
the Men
used
in
to be a
Black.
bedroom. You had like a bed set up in there for a while back, way back.
Oh, we can't talk. We can't talk about that.
I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, that was that's when we were going hardcore at it. Like we didn't have time to even go home.
Yeah,
Sleeping
yeah.
on the
We'd had it.
couch.
Was
There was
just
an
like
air mattress.
the couch wasn't enough. There was like only one couch for sleeping space, and it was like
Jeremiah once slept on this shelf over here. Jeremiah Pop slept on this shelf. Yeah, we had a mattress laid out. We were going at it hardcore. We just didn't have time to go home.
Yeah.
So we were camping out here. That was back in the days of COVID. We were working real hard on this. So this over here is built out of this building material is called Connects. It's kind of like Lego. You snap these pieces together like that. And one of the useful uses of this, other than just toys, it's actually like an engineering block toy. And I built this rotating electrostatic field generator device. So we got a 5 mil Kapton that rotates around, and it actually gets going pretty fast. Let me plug it in for you. Right here, we got a power supply down there. Well, I turn that on. That's not even full speed. This thing goes pretty fast.
But no force fields yet. You haven't like made the ball bounce off the invisible wall yet, have you?
We did actually. So what we've seen so far is the field builds up. If you're standing in the field, you destroy it. It's kind of like what they see in Star Trek when they're going through the asteroid belt or whatever, and there's these asteroids hitting the craft and the fields are dropping. That's exactly what happens over here. You can't be in the vicinity of it and expect the field to build up. But if you stand all the way back in the corner of the room, then the field builds up. You can feel it on your hand from feet away, like the hair on the back of your hand rises. And when we send a ball through it, that sort of shorts out the field and slows down the ball. Just so slightly. It's not a very strong effect right now. We only have the Kapton is only like 5 inches wide. If we were to make this a foot wide or 4 feet wide, this effect would be a lot stronger. It would go up by the square of the diameter. But yeah, I would go as far as to say as this actually does work as a proof of concept. Pretty cool effect, actually.
Yeah, that's wild. It's like a giant Van de Graaff generator belt.
It pretty much is. Yeah, it's a giant Van de Graaff, except the only difference is this one doesn't have a collector on it.
Right. Yeah.
Because the electrostatics are just meant to rotate around. And
What
in
if
a
you
Van de
could make
Graaff, they'd be collecting on top on a ball. If you stuck a big metal ball up here with a collector, it would just basically be a Van de Graaff.
Could you do that? Why don't you do that and just?
We could do that. Yeah, we have a big ball. Where's our big ball?
Behind the little.
Oh yeah, we'd have to pull the ball out. But we have like a 2-foot diameter ball we could stick up there, and make a giant Van de Graaff.
Put a giant flying saucer on top.
Yeah, of course, we're gonna do that at some point.
Anyways, so what do you think about this all this stuff coming out of these whistleblowers coming out saying that the government has alien technology at these underground facilities and that they've been hiding it from us?
Yeah, it's the ball got rolling on December 16th, 2017. and went the New York Times article about ATIP. And everything that's happened since then has been cause and effect from that article and from that leak. So what we're seeing right now is just things have gotten out of control. The secret space program, or the powers that be, can no longer contain it, and the floodgates are opening. And I think we're at a point in disclosure where it can't be put back in the bag.
I hope so, man. I really hope that like toothpaste is out of the tube, and where I really hope that the debunkers will eat shit this year. That's really even though I've been a debunker too of certain things, that's another weird thing is that, not everything we all agree with or we all, but like even some of this other weird stuff that I didn't agree with, this like remote viewing and telepathy stuff, man, I've kind of been more open to it lately, just because of some weird personal experiences with
Have you seen the telepathy the telepathy tapes?
Yeah, these kids are telekinetic, right? These kids are
telepathic. They're not
telepathic. Sorry, not telekinetic. Telekinetic would be even more amazing, but yeah, these kids are supposedly telepathic, and there's this whole thing, the telepathy tapes. And Jesse Michaels, about a week ago, he did a whole thing on this. Interviewed this lady from Harvard who did all this research, and I was blown away when I watched it because I have a nonverbal autistic stepdaughter, and she's done things that make me like question whether she's telepathic. Like when she's around and she'll look at me or something, like I'll hear her thought. I'll hear like a thought in my head, what she's saying to me or what she's thinking. It's weird. So I've just been more
actually, it's not weird. I think humans are meant to be telepathic, but it's one of those abilities that if you teach somebody they can't do it, then they can't do it. There's a famous story in Harvard. One of these students fell asleep during math class, and he woke up at the end of the class and he saw these problems on the board, and he quickly jotted them down thinking they were homework. And he was really studious. He spent the entire night working on these problems. He was able to solve one of them, and he was like really harried. He came into class the next day and showed the teacher the results. And he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I could only do one of them." Those were 3 problems that were supposed to be impossible, but he wasn't told that they were impossible. And he actually solved it. And his original papers, describing that mathematical problem, were put in the Harvard Hall of Fame. They framed it and put it on the wall as proof of what can happen if you don't believe something's impossible.
So, who's the name of the student?
There it is.
Homework. Yeah, let me just find this. The Legend on the Unsolved Math Problem. Is this legit? It's true. Okay.
We don't want snips.
George Bernard Dantzig. That's who it was in 1939.
He mistook them for homework.
University of California, Berkeley.
Oh, I got the.
I said Harvard. I thought it was Harvard too.
I thought it was Harvard. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the bottom line of the story is that if you're told something's impossible, it becomes impossible to you. And that includes telepathy.
Maybe. I was wondering because I know that Ted Kaczynski was actually a prodigial mathematics student at Harvard. He went to Harvard at like age 18 or something ridiculous. And while at Harvard, he actually got inducted into a CIA program called MK Ultra, which changed his brain. Anyways.
We're constantly changing our brain, though.
Yeah, the CIA are constantly changing our brains too. Yeah, yeah, of course it's CIA Berkeley.
Tom agrees.
Sounds like a CIA type thing, right? Jesus. Maybe the CIA solved the problem and they used the student to get the information out.
Maybe.
Aliens solved the problem. Anyways, that would be pretty crazy if our CIA was set up and the NSA were both created under the National Security Act and right after Roswell to cover up Roswell, which is what a lot of historians have said, that the whole National Security Agency, the whole National Security Act being passed 3 days after Roswell was a response to the U.S. government and military, this faction recovering alien technology and creating the national security state as and the apparatuses necessarily to keep everything classified permanently so that the American people like us would never find out or never know. So yeah, I'm just I wonder about what we're up against and if Trump actually has the capabilities to do anything about it and take down the deep state and fully expose this. Because a lot of people have pointed out that ties to Epstein and other shady things in Trump's past may make him compromised and not able to even act effectively above a controlled, limited hangout type of operation is what we've seen in every major organization so far. But I don't know. This is crazy. If he can get the right people in the office, the right offices to really change things, it's just about getting those people approved. But yeah, I got that email, man. And we have actually, so Dennis Wabaru writes to me and he says he's trying to put a team together in order to test, verify, and build an engine that will allow for anti-gravitic effects. And we already have a WhatsApp group, by the way. If you want to join that WhatsApp group, get in touch with Mark, and we'll get you we'll get you in there. So
we converted over to Signal recently. Signal's more secure than
yeah, it is much more secure. And but yeah, you feel free to reach out if you want to. He said this is an exciting proposal which will show, when constructed, actual thrust momentum. I've done the math, run the simulations, and everything pans out. So let me know if you're available for a call. Well, we're also available right here on StreamYard, man. And
yeah, if he wants to join in and give us an idea of what it is.
I see my channel down here below. I see another person just joined in the background there.
Not sure who Mark is. Mark, I am from Falcon Space, and I'm one of the co-founders of APEC, the Alternative Propulsion Engineering Conference.
Yeah, Mark helped found APEC.
Am I live or?
Hey, my channel.
I have kind of a whistleblower thing. I mean, it's not UAP, but it's kind of related in how we become accustomed to the idea that even Sean Ryan has been saying, the DOD is not trustworthy, and he didn't want to hear that conversation from that public relations officer that was calling them. Did you see that show with the guy with the letter? The guy that blew up his Cybertruck or whatever?
He didn't blow up his Cybertruck. No, that Cybertruck was in summon mode.
Yeah, I mean, that's the story, right? Everybody's familiar with it. Have you seen that interview on the Sean Ryan where that shoe guy was saying
his shoemate? Yeah, and the Matthew Livelsberger, he wrote that email. That email is super curious. Let's bring that up because he mentions, in addition to the war crime stuff, but he mentions that anti-gravity. The Chinese anti-gravity.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I bring it up because it's kind of fundamental to my situation that I experienced, but it wasn't with the floaty orbs and stuff. It's just the overall idea that there's something else going on, that there is really, some nefarious activity, that I experienced while I was in the military. So, and it affects
Jeremy,
a lot
I'm going to have to leave.
We're in the military. So. Sorry?
All right, Mark got a call. He had to jump out.
Oh, okay. Well, he'll be back soon, I'm sure. Hope it wasn't my body alert.
Sorry. You were saying that you were in the military and you experienced some stuff that you can relate to with Matthews.
Yeah. Yeah, I can relate to it in the sense that, like before this came out, that there was an idea that there could be some really bad actors working in concert, the definition of a cabal. Before that came out, I would just be like dismissed even by prior vets that were really offended by the notion of what I had to say. And I wasn't trying to offend them. You know, people go in with a good heart into the service. They want to use their life and their health to defend values that they believe in. And who could see anything wrong with that? So, and there are lots of good people in there. You know, the drill sergeants, awesome. Awesome. We had this one guy that was like the T-2000 in the second Terminator movie. He'd just slide up behind you, and you wouldn't even know he was there. Freak people out.
You know, guys like that. There was a guy like that, but he's like 6'10", and he'd be like that, and they come
He
like a
wasn't
ghost.
that tall, but that's even more amazing.
I know, it was amazing that a guy that big could be that sneaky and quiet. You know.
Yeah, and he looked exactly like the actor that played the T-2000 in the Terminator movie. So.
Yeah, this guy, he works down here at the Tractor Supply store, and he's ex-military. I asked him, I was like, "Do you work at Factory of Terror?" You know, because you should like work there in the Halloween, like scaring kids, because like he looks like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, the guy's massive, and you won't even know you don't even know he hear him sneak up right behind you, quiet as can be, but yeah, there's some guys like that out there. But yeah, a lot of people in our military aren't involved in nefarious activity. They're good service members that are there and honorable people that want to serve our country and stuff, you know. And even people that work in counterintelligence. I have a friend who's I went to high school with. He works down here in Rhode Island. He's a counterintelligence guy, and he works specifically in East Asia counterintelligence kind of stuff. So, but he's a good guy, you know. He does his job for what he has to do. But it's so I don't think that all these people are necessarily bad or nefarious and stuff. But when these sorts of, America's a free country, and it's based on the freedom of information, that we're allowed to know what our government's up to, you know. This whole surveillance state thing, it goes both ways. It's like you don't just get to spy on us and collect all of our personal data. We also get to watch you. We also get to know what you're doing too. It's not a one-way street with the surveillance stuff. So when the government can hide behind this whole classification system to hide secrets from the American people, especially when it comes to completely illegal operations like recovery of the truth about aliens. If we're not alone in this universe, and there's a group out there that knows that and has hidden that from us apparently, and is developing technologies which China is going to now beat us to the punch on, because they have a leg up on us apparently, according to these whistleblowers. That's a serious thing, man, and that's something we should all be paying attention to, because I believe this is a dangerous war that we're going into with AI and drone technology and UFO technology combined. The future that is going to be created if we don't approach this all globally as a global civilization, approaching a time of adolescence or maturity in our cultural and evolution, then I don't think it's going to go horribly bad for all of us. I don't think we're going to survive a World War III if World War III isn't already happening in Ukraine.
This is my take on it. That, remember the letter to Ashton Forth? It said that if two opposing parties had this technology, that the Earth could be vaporized in seconds, like it would. Don't forget about it, But the fact that hasn't happened, and then they both have it, actually makes me feel like maybe they're on the same page. And maybe what we're seeing is just I don't know, who knows exactly what it is. What is the effect in the public? It's bringing public consciousness to the idea that, hey, there's a drone that can stay in the air for 5 hours. We can't catch it. It's just sitting there. And yeah, it's going to freak some people out, but hopefully all the people that are so easily freaked out are already got the jab and they're out of the way. They're the Karens and everything else that, didn't want to think for themselves. So
I gotta find that letter to Ashton. I remember him posting on that, and I didn't dig into that at the time. I was kind of preoccupied with some other
I've
things.
listened to it several times. So I mean,
Yeah, you think it's legit?
Yeah, because okay, so it was on a separate channel that had some other content on it to fill it out. It's like when they came out with the first Lexus, all they had was an LS400. That was the only non-US Toyota made car. So they dressed up a 91 Camry V6 and put Lexus badging on it and some more bells and whistles and sold it as an LS250. So it's like you got to have more content. So that's kind of a highly specific reference, but so they put some other interesting content on there, some kind of fun stuff and things that definitely show that they were sophisticated. And the deliberate error in the letter of calling them deflectors several times instead of defectors, I believe that's a forger's mark, where when you have a fake piece of currency, for instance, and you hold it up to the light and there's in the watermark of the currency, it's perfect. It's a perfect copy, like a euro note. But in the watermark, there's like one ear missing on the figure that's in the watermark, the past president or founder or something like that. And as my friend told me, that's they can't sign it, so that's how they sign it. They put this little alteration in an otherwise perfect representation of the note that could be passed off to anybody, and they would just take it, look at it, and accept it, and not think another thing of it. So
I want to. Where is that letter? A letter to Ashton Forbes.
well, he put the video on there. I don't know, somewhere in my archive I probably have the written version of it. But
I got to get Ashton on again too, because I would really like to do another second deep dive into this. Although I don't know how to, I got to find out how to get in touch with him because I'm not on Twitter anymore. But yeah, that would be. I really should do an update with Ashton to really get down on this all this stuff and really go over it because
So the letter is significant because it's saying that how do you deal with somebody that can vaporize buildings? It's obviously a reference to 9/11 and perhaps some of these fires we saw in like Lahaina where like a boat on the ocean caught on fire somehow, it's completely, the hull is completely rusted and corroded like it's been out there for 500 years. And the cars were, the rims of the cars were melted into the pavement, like aluminum rims, stuff like that. Similar to several blocks away on 9/11, there was a whole row of cars that were completely rusted out, like I said, 500 years for some reason. Paint. Then you had a weird thing where there was a fire engine and the engine was melted. The back half of the fire truck was completely untouched, brand new paint, all the how they take care of them, wax on them. And I believe there was a police car like that as well too. So, you've got some exotic energy weapons involved there. But how do you deal with that? Something that has that kind of power. It's always perfect in its application if they want to target something like the plane. He said you just keep talking about it. You don't stop talking about it. That's what the letter said.
Yeah, you got to keep talking about it and keep talking about more stuff and keep repeating yourself. Keep having different guests on, and I mean that's all we can do at this point as individuals, and without not in positions of power. But if enough of us, call those people and convince them that this is important enough, then maybe they'll act. But it's so much big money behind all this stuff. It's like,
well, what did I say to begin with? It was a matter of belief. I was talking about the belief that there could be people that were bad actors or whatever you want to call them, But the other belief, and I mentioned this to Ashton, and he picked up on it in a live stream a week ago, is that maybe they're coming to you, meaning Ashton, this energy people in Portugal that are doing some kind of ZPE energy thing, that he's been invited to go meet with them. He was on a private call with an investor and some of the top scientists, he said last week. And I said, maybe they're coming to you because it's just so outside of the scope of people's belief system. They just need people to believe that this is even possible to begin with. And that's their main challenge. You know, dealing with a lot of people like that.
Well, they've convinced Elon Musk that ion craft are impossible because Elon has not. There's the APEC. If you look up APEC 1.7 Part 1, Ethan Krauss, electron ion craft. He's got the whole presentation on it here. So check that out. That was from January 2 years ago, January 7th, 2 years ago.
On your YouTube?
On my YouTube channel. That's Ethan Krauss. People sent Bernie commented and sent me that video on the Instagram video that I was just playing. This one right here. And someone in the comments said, "Oh, that's Ethan Krauss. Ethan Krauss. He was on APEC."
AARO.
Yeah, a lot of these guys we've already reached out to and found and did reports on this stuff. Again, this is not well known. This is not well known that this
coming
stuff
up
exists.
as like a psychologist, how to stop overthinking with Ethan Krauss.
People don't even know this exists, man. It's crazy, like.
No, but I mean, this guy, is he a scientist or he does both, or?
Looks like he knows a little bit of science. I mean, he's a builder and inventor. He knows enough to the science to build a flying controllable craft.
Toxic self-talk, what to do if your inner voice is cruel, Ethan Krauss. I mean, these are all good ideas, but I don't see anything about best-selling author of Chatter, Chase Jarvis.
I don't think that's the same guy, but
interesting. So Ethan Krauss was on your show? If I do Ethan Krauss, alien scientist.
Yeah, he's on APEC. If you look up Ethan Krauss APEC or Ion Craft, let me see, Ethan Krauss.
APEC? APEC? How do you spell APEC?
APEC. There it is. Yeah, just do a search for that and you'll find him.
Oh, there it is. Ethan Krauss. Oh, that's pronounced Krauss.
Yeah, Krauss.
Yeah, I'm on.
Yep. Yeah, check it out. Very cool stuff. He made a remote control ion craft that looks like a UFO and flies around completely on propellantless. I mean, there's no propellant other than the air. It pushes the air around it.
What's its energy source?
Electricity.
Just like batteries.
He's pumping it. It's not on board the craft. He's definitely powering it from a power supply that's
that's where you need a lot of power
attached to it,
Yeah.
No, it doesn't need a lot of power because it's super light. It's super lightweight, so.
Oh, so it's like a Townsend Brown device or something.
Yeah, it's like a Brown. It's an ion lifter.
Did you catch that the Gravity Institute was a forerunner of Lockheed Martin, and Lockheed Martin was a commercialization aspect of it?
Well, Lockheed Martin came from Glenn L. Martin Company originally, and Glenn Martin Company, they're the ones. Glenn L. Martin Company, they're the ones that funded Lewis Whitten, the father and son team, to investigate anti-gravity for them before Lockheed Martin. So this is all in the 1950s that Glenn Martin Company was funding anti-gravity research through Lewis Whitten, and they had this whole organization set up called the RIAS, the Research Institute for Advanced Studies down in Maryland, and they were doing, they brought a whole bunch of experts together to do investigations into, you know, gravity and whether we could control gravity or not, and how to defeat gravity and different ways of physics and stuff. So they've been in this for before they were Lockheed Martin. I know that, but what was this other connection you said you talked about? It's you said it's
The Gravity Research Institute.
oh yeah, with Babson, right? Babson College.
Yes, I believe that's the one.
Yeah, yeah. So they're all around. They started at tough. They started. He's the founder of Babson College, and he actually like funded a lot of this. I know there's the plaque at Tufts University, and there's a bunch of these Gravity Research Foundation stones, the monuments, right? He gave them to a number of these colleges, so they're all over. They're at Colby College in Maine, Bethune-Cookman College in Daytona Beach. I've gotten people to go out and find all the stones and take pictures of them and stuff too. So they're all on here, most of them anyway. It's not Wheaton College, and it's in Illinois. There's a Wheaton College here in Massachusetts too, Norton, Mass.
I just pulled up the chat, by the way, Chad. I wasn't ignoring you. I have my other phone now running with the chat, so I can see it. I'm new to this StreamYard stuff.
Yeah, Tufts University. I went to the one at Trinity College too and saw that one firsthand. Oh, there's one in Quincy too at East Nazarene College. That's
so are these locations where they did research and they have dedication stones to the research they did there or something?
They were basically, it's to remind students of the blessings forthcoming when a semi-insulator is discovered in order to harness gravity as a free power and reduce airplane accidents. So it was like, basically, it's not that these colleges did actual research on this stuff. It was to kind of promote the idea that you could and get people thinking about it. You know, that was his motivation behind the stones anyway. Was that he was looking for that. They were trying to build it and look for something like that. And, you know, Lewis Whitten, again, writes in his memoirs about being recruited into the Glenn L. Martin Company's anti-gravity. He talks about it. He's, you know, very well-respected guy to be saying that he did this. He's not, and this was at a physics conference that he talked about it too. There's videos of it and everything. So, and an interview that he did with Dean Rickles, which is really interesting. If you look up the Dean Rickles, Lewis Whitten interview, no, not the
Don Rickles. That's what I'm thinking of.
That's Don Rickles. Yeah. This is Lewis Whitten, AIP.
Another Rickles.
It's on AIP, and you can read it, the oral history. You can read it here on the AIP website, the whole transcript of the interview between Whitten. And Whitten talks about being at Glenn L. Martin Company, and one of the first things he was recruited to do was build pilotless drones, UAVs. He's building remote control planes for Glenn Martin Company back in 1947. He says he started doing that. So yeah, that was like his first job.
Inside the planes.
So this drone technology and the top secret nature of all of it, it goes way back, and it's connected to all the anti-gravity stuff too. So.
Well, I wonder if they figured out from reverse engineering craft that it was essentially like a drone sent from some remote consciousness that they're like, hey, we can do drones too, or at least try, and that's the origin of that, trying to create the same thing.
It's wild. It's wild, man. They were definitely trying to recreate their technology. They knew they were pilotless aircraft. They knew that was the future, somehow or another. You know.
Well, it makes sense. The organic component, Ashton has mentioned that when you do that, then you don't have problems with pilots and the disorientation that occurs when they in that gravity time space. I had a theory that the Foo Fighters that we saw were branch National Socialist or Thule Society technology, but they had not, if I remember reading correctly, they had not figured out how to affect the use of a weapon beyond space created by the envelope created for their craft. So they could fly around, but they couldn't really interact with anything around them. They weren't that advanced yet. But then by the time Bird arrives, a year after the war is over, during the narrow, like 2-month window when they could get down there without, ice and stuff being a problem, they had enough time to add weaponry to it and shields and stuff like that. And Bird got sent back. He lost like a carrier and a bunch of craft and some men and stuff like that. They had taken provisions for something like 6 months down there and came back after a much shorter period of time, saying that they had been attacked by these vehicles. So it's interesting that, the Project Paperclip stuff and getting some of the scientists and then pushing the whole rocketry thing with, what's his name, Werner von Braun as being the forefront. But I remember a documentary, and I don't remember who made it or for what exactly, but I mean, I can't guarantee my memory's correct, but it was about the idea of rocket ships and countdowns was like a movie thing before it was ever an actual thing. And so it was used as sort of a propaganda device, if you will. So it's kind of like Musk now. Oh, look, we can catch a rocket with a thing, and everybody's attention is on that. And that serves to draw attention away from programs that may be less.
Yeah, I wonder about Elon too, because of the fact that I was targeted and banned off of Twitter, which is supposed to be this big free speech platform. So it's just, it's really like he doesn't want this information. I think he's part of the secret space program cover for a lot of this stuff, and that's
I think it's time. It's just not time yet. I think like people have been saying, they're trying to. That's why they put those drones on the coast to show everybody, hey, this is even possible, just to have the discussion in the public. It doesn't really matter whether they're Chinese or American at that point. It's just.
I just worry about what they're prepping us for, man, and what they could do with it. Like, it's crazy.
Well, if they had the technology that's stated in the letter, and the letter makes sense, like I said, except for that one deliberate misspelling of the deflectors, then they could have already wiped out the entire planet. I mean, they could have done anything they wanted to. So clearly, there's they could, in other words, a lot of some of the worst scenarios that I see, like the Alex Jones types and stuff, pushing everybody's in camps and stuff like that. It's just like a bunch of fear mongering, I guess, to keep people's focus on something else. And I don't think that's good for your mind. And so you just ignore it because it's noise. They want people to be. Somebody said it's like a loosh farm. It was David Icke, but maybe there's some entities that collect stress energy from us if they keep us in fear, or maybe we're just easily controllable by certain entities if we're in fear. I think a lot of the people that would have been in fear, they took the jab. I had a relative call me a year afterwards. Oh, I finally found a place to get the jab, and I went with my friend, and blah blah blah, and I was just almost proud of it. And I was like, well, I hope your will and estate is in order. I already knew by then it was a bad deal. But they did it out of fear because they wanted to go outside and they thought they couldn't without that junk in their body. So I think people that are panicky and fearful are actually the ones that have been eliminated by that whole debacle. So hopefully what we're left with is people that are more inclined to question things and think for themselves. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Well, I hope so, and thanks for your input. It's definitely a little bit hard to hear you for me. I don't know about the audience.
Oh,
but,
I can
get you
off
a better
my headphones.
microphone. But yeah, we should. I'll let you stick around and we can talk backstage if you want. I'm gonna shut this down. It's been over 2 hours now.
No, I just totally lost you.
I don't want people getting super intimidated by the huge 2 hour plus live stream. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the live stream. Guys, if you want to join and hang out for a bit, there is the link. Thank you very much. See you backstage.